Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be making a new video. Same thing as always. We're going to have some gameplay in the background, and while we have the gameplay, I'm going to be talking over it. So today we're going to be doing a Vinland Saga versus Kingdom. So enjoy. I'm going to let you guys know right now. The gameplay is actually pre-recorded, so right now I'm recording my voice over the gameplay. So I'm not going to lie, there's going to be a lot of cuts. Alright, but let's get to it. So, basically, the point of this video is I'm going to have characters from Vinland Saga and characters from Kingdom. And I'm basically going to match them together with who I think their best matchup is in the anime. Basically, I'm going to have them go against each other. Like, who do I think's the best? Who do I think like would win in a fight? All that stuff. And first, we're going to start off with Shin versus Thorfinn. Alright, about Shin and Thorfinn, let's start this off. First, I think they're both S tier MCs, S tier characters. They both have amazing growth. Enjoyable watch, you know. But me personally, I think my favorite would have to be Shin. I like the journey more. I like his personality more a little bit, I'll be honest. I like his style of fighting more. But once again, both S tier characters. And also, I'm saying this kind of early, but Kingdom is in my top five, so there was also added points to that, and also how it's like military army shit. There's also added points to that. So yeah, basically my favorite is Shin out of Thorfinn, but at the end, both S tier characters. All right, moving on to the fighting part. All right, I'm not no power scaler or anything, so this is probably gonna be like not the most accurate, but I'm gonna try my best. All right, right off the bat, I think Shin, of course, he's been fighting for like more than decades. Like he's been fighting his like most of his life. So obviously, when it comes to battle experience, Shin got it. Thorfinn, I think, might be a little faster, but at the end, we've seen Shin go up against Ohan and Kyokai, and we know he can deal with speed. Like Thorfinn is fast as shit. I think that's what he has against Shin, but we know he can deal with speed. Like I know those bouts weren't like to the death, but I think Shin at the end still has it cuz off his instincts, his battle experience, like his range, he has a wider range. I think he's bigger too actually now that I think about it. So I think I would give it to Shin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I would give it to Shin. Let me know what you guys think. That's it with Shin and Thorfinn. Moving on. Now we have Askeladd versus Riboku. Another great matchup. All right, once again, we'll start off with who I like more. All right, as an antagonist, I think Riboku was the more hyped antagonist for sure. But I think as overall character, I would have to give it to Askeladd. Bro is an S tier demon, bro. To seeing his journey and what he did with Thorfinn was amazing, bro. I fucking loved it, bro. I would definitely give it to Askeladd, S tier antagonist, S tier, or yeah, S tier character for sure. Like, bro, that last I think it was the last episode of season one. Holy shit! If you know what I'm talking about, then you know I'm right, bro. Definitely giving it to Askeladd, bro. But once again, Riboku's also good. I'm on the Western Invasion arc. That shit, he's cooking so far, but still Askeladd at the end of the day for me. Now moving on to the fighting part. All right, this one's a tougher one, but I think there's one thing that stands out for this one. I'm giving it to Riboku. Based off the scale of or just based off like the scale of battles they've both been through. Like we know Askeladd's like he's a leader of a band of bandits. We know he's been into battle, but compared to Kingdom, which is literally about war and shit, obviously they've been with battles with thousands. Well, Vinland Saga is probably like hundreds. So I think there's that, and there is that one time in the anime where Riboku fights Shin. He's still a younger Shin, but he fights Shin and he absolutely whoops him. He like knocks him back, and then you can see his arm has like all scars on shit. So we know he has experience. So I would give it to Riboku based off that fact. It is a tough one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, that's who I'm giving it to, Riboku. All right, we're done with Riboku versus Askeladd. Now moving on to the big dogs, bro. Hoken versus Thorkill, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is a battle of some demons, bro. If you know, you know. All right, let me get into this. I don't want to freaking make this video go on forever. All right, who I like more? It's got to be Thorkill, bro. If you know, you know, bro. Thorkill is such a fucking demon character, bro. If you've seen what he's done, bro, you know what I'm talking about. Hoken is on a similar level for sure, I think, but I think the reason why Thorkill wins for me is because he has a lot more screen time. Hoken, like I'm gonna be honest, bro, he doesn't really get that much insane screen time, and I think Thorkill is more hyped to me personally. So me personally, I think I would give it to Thorkill. Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to this fighting part of the question, Hoken versus Thorkill. All right, once again, this one is like another one that's like super fucking hard because both of them are like huge as fuck, like known for being like insanely strong in their verse. All right, there's one factor really that I want to say. I might be wrong, but I think Hyoken does train more. I think. No, I think no, he definitely does. At least from what I've seen, he does. So just off that fact, I'll give it to Hyoken. But genuinely, I think he can go either way too. Please let me know what you guys think, because honestly, that's a good one, bro. That's a really good matchup, I think. Because I just searched up, I don't know how big Hyoken is, but I just searched up how big Thorkill is. This motherfucker is 7'7", 400 pounds. Hyoken is huge as shit too. I know for sure. So honestly, I'm a just guess Hyoken, but let me know what you guys think, bro. Moving on to the next, Ace versus Canute, the Battle of the Kings. All right, I'm not gonna lie. This one's probably the most easiest one, the easiest choice for me so far. It's Ace. He's a demon, bro. Let me tell you why. Canute, I like him. His transformation from season 1 to season 2, I think it makes sense. It was well done. But nothing beats Ace and what he did in season 3, bro. When he went to the what's it called? I forgot the name, but he went to the castle to help like the common people fight, bro. Nothing beats that, bro. That moment forever lives on in my head, bro. That shit was gas. Ace 100%. He's my favorite out of those two. Moving on to the fighting segment. All right. After season 1, there is some things that show that Canute started training, but I think he's still like inexperienced. Well, I've only seen season 2, that's the farthest I made it, so I don't know how it is in the manga, but from what I've seen, he's still, I'd say, inexperienced. Strong but inexperienced. Ace at the same time, he was insane in the beginning, even though Shin was pretty strong as a kid. He was fighting adults and shit. Ace was still able to fucking like completely whoop him, and even as a kid, he's grown up, but he hasn't practiced in a long time from what we've seen. I think I'm still going to give it to Ace just because I think he has the better feats. Like Shin was fighting trained like assassins, and he still won. But then Ace like absolutely cooked him. So it's like I think it's fair to give it to, even though like well, now he's an adult, so he probably has more strength and shit too, so it probably adds on. But I think Ace has the slight edge. Let me know what you guys think. It is kind of a tough decision. After Canute versus Ace, we have the Battle of the Goats. Oki versus Thors, bro. I think this is one of the best matchups, honestly, bro. We have two legends. Honestly, I didn't even think about this until now. Two legends that they weren't in their prime anymore, but they went out in an insane way, fucking staying goats in our minds, bro. Fucking W characters, both of them. All right, this is a tough one, but sadly, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Oki. Thor's had his death at like episode 4, so he didn't have that much screen time. He left a huge impact. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Thor's, but he didn't have as much screen time as Oki, and I think the connection between Oki and Shin was so good, bro. I fucking loved it. Oki is like my number 3 character in Kingdom, bro. He left such a huge impact, bro. Season 1 was so fucking good. That battle at the end, bro. Oh my fucking god, bro. That shit was amazing, bro. How he dropped freaking his poleaxe to Shin at the end, bro. That shit was gas, bro. I think I would give the slight edge to Oki just because of his like connection, and then also like he did have a little more screen time, bro. He was just a legendary character. Both goats, but Oki just has he's just legendary to me, bro. Fucking Oki for me personally. And of course, between two goats, we have to have who would win the battle. All right, both of them are veteran warriors, high level warriors, bro. Another really tough one, cause I think if we're talking about like on foot, I think Askeladd might be able to pull it off. Cause like we saw how bro was moving against Askeladd, bro. That shit was insane, bro. But I think if both of them are like have like their ideal fighting style, like say like Oki was on his horse with his glaive and all that shit, I think Oki would win it. So it kind of goes either way based off the situation, I think. Both of them are demons though. I do think that Oki is also like let me not forget his battle with against Hyoken at the end. I feel like that should give him some points too. I'll be honest, after remembering that, it honestly might be Oki. But based off that, we did not get to see enough of what's it called. We did not get to see enough of Thor, sadly, to say for sure. That's what I think. We saw him whoop on Thorkel, but I think Oki can realistically beat Thorkel. In ideal situation, of course, you never know, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Oki on this one. Let me know what you guys think. This one's a tough one. I think honestly it could go either way, but I think I give the slight edge to Oki. That's it for all the characters. I basically said who's my favorite and who do I think would win in a fight, gave my reasoning. That's it. Let's do a quick recap really quick and go into some more detail. All right, quick recap. Here are some bullet points I jotted down really quickly. All right, no way I just said jotted down. I've never used that word in my life. All right, let's continue. Both series, of course, are really good. Kingdom and Vinland Saga, both of them are top tier series, have potential to, or are both S tier for sure. Overall series, I think me personally, Kingdom is my favorite. Here's the thing though, I did rewatch Kingdom this year in the beginning of the year, so I think that's why it's my top five. It didn't used to be in my top five, but now it is. So you never know if I ever rewatch Vinland Saga, which I do have on my watch list. I might. You never know. It could change. All right. As you saw, just because Kingdom is my favorite doesn't mean that Vinland Saga characters couldn't win. We had Thorkill over Hoken. We had Askeladd over Riboku. Who else? Who else? Oh, is that it? All right, not many, but that's it. But yeah, still, great characters are great characters. If they're better than someone, I'll let you. I'll let them know. I already said this, but Kingdom is my top five. And then let's see, what's the last one? Oh yeah, I said this also earlier, but let me like say it again. I've seen season 1 and 2 of Vinland Saga a while ago, so it is possible if I ever rewatch it, it could be higher. But right now, it's not in my top 10 or anything. But like I said, you never know. Yeah, so that's the recap. Yeah. All right, that's it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of it. If I should do it again with other anime, make sure to comment. Ideas. Oh yeah, by the way, I was watching my gameplay on the obstacle course in Roblox, bruh. I'm sorry, that shit was horrendous. Oh my fucking god, bruh. But yeah, by the way, shout out SSJ4 Aldrin, one of my Twitch followers. He actually recommended me. He actually started this idea in my comments, so shout out to him. W Mans. Make sure to like everything, comment ideas, bro. Peace.